our lives around men and sex and like sex is nice. Listen, sex is lovely. I've been celibate for 50 days. Literally. I have an app. I've been so much more at peace in myself. My judgment is not clouded. I feel like I'm more disciplined. I feel like I got more self-control. I used to not know what it was like to like not go a month without sex. Like so stigmatized that you don't even see the red flag. The dick is covering up the red flags. Go ahead and hop off the penis for a little while. Do something to empower yourself. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the And All Along podcast. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. My name is Araya Curry, and I'm the host of this podcast, and I'm so glad that you decided to give me the next, couple of moments of your life, because we got some things to get into today, okay? So I went ahead and I took a look at my analytics for the podcast, and I saw back when we were just an audio only podcast, I looked to see what were my highest performing episodes. And decentering romantic relationships was one of the highest ranking episodes. It seems like y'all really like that. And so we're going to go ahead and do kind of like a part 2 to it. Because I want y'all to learn how to stop being boy crazy. I used to be boy crazy. I was sick of being boy crazy. I was sick of dealing with failed situation after failed situation and my life not progressing. I was sick of like letting men just sell me dreams and I was buying it. Like I was like, why is this happening to me? Why am I waiting on a man to come and make me feel complete? What do I feel like a man or any type of romantic situation, like what do I feel like they can give to me that I can't give to myself? I was looking for something outside of myself to make me feel okay within myself. And because I was doing that, I was also making them the sun in my life. I was prioritizing the relationship. Even if it was a situationship, it was still being prioritized. I'm revolving my schedule around, when he can come over or just anything like that. And I was sick of it. So if you're someone who's had dreams and goals in your life, but you always seem to revolve your life around your love life, then go ahead and keep watching, because this episode is literally for you. And if you're just someone who wants to stop letting relationships consume your life, this is the episode for you. This is a great episode for you. And maybe you need to watch this again and again and again. Because when I was learning how to decenter men and how to prioritize myself in my life, I listened to a lot of things over and over again. I was reading books, I was listening to podcasts, I was listening to YouTube videos. I'm doing exactly what you're doing right now. And let me tell you, it's been absolutely amazing. We're 3 months in to the year, and I have not made a man the center of me. I have not revolved my life around a relationship, a situation, a guy in the past 3 months. Really 4. But for the sake of let's just keep it at 2025, I haven't. So if you want to do the same for yourself, then go ahead and keep listening and watching this episode. Now, listen, y'all. In the past, I definitely had a lot of struggles with being boy crazy, with letting, men be the center. And I just got tired of it. Like I got tired of feeling like men were selling me dreams. I got tired of feeling like I was not appreciated, I was not valued, and I was mostly tired of me going from situation to situation, and I hadn't really done anything for myself with my dreams and my goals. It's like I was waiting on Prince Charming to come rescue me, and then I was going to live happily ever after. Let me tell you now, boo, stop doing that shit. And also, he's not coming. If you just put it in your mind that nobody's coming to save you, then you'll start prioritizing what you need to prioritize. Nobody's coming to save you. What do you think a man is supposed to do that you can't do for yourself? What are you looking for in another person? These are the questions that you really have to think about, that you really have to sit with when you're doing this work. Because in order to decenter men, in order to prioritize you, it's going to take some intentional and deep inner work. You have to really, look and see what do you believe? What do you believe about what your value is as a person? What do you believe about what is your purpose in life? What do you believe about what do you deserve from a situation? What do you believe about the life you deserve, period? Because if you believe that you can't do it alone, if you believe that you need to have like a partner, all of that is going to play a part into why you keep letting those things take center in your life, why you keep letting men be the center in your life. Let me tell you, first things first, your life does not have to revolve around romantic relationships. Your life does not have to revolve around romantic relationships. I am a person who let my life revolve around romantic relationships for a very long time. I'm 25 now, so it's taken me till I'm 25 to see what is going on and to stop it. Because I'm like, I'm 25 and I still haven't been able to do the things that I'd like to do in my career. And I had to kind of audit and see what seems to like get my focus. Men, how I was relating to men was the number one thing. I would get overly consumed with guys, any type of situation that I thought had potential, I just let it become everything. And so, how does this look in real time, right? This means I would have plans, right? But if the guy wanted to see me, I'd cancel my plans. This looked like waiting around all day for, a man, to get a text, right? Like just waiting, seeing, like, I'm going about my day, but I'm looking at my phone trying to see, like, dang, he still ain't texting me. He still ain't texting me. He still ain't texting me. And so instead of just having a good day, now I've revolved. Like, I might have been doing things throughout my day. I might have, did my chores. I might have went to work. I might have, done my motherly duties, but I was not able to enjoy my day because I'm so bothered and I'm so pissed off by the fact that this man didn't text me. Let me tell you something. The biggest thing I learned at this age, one, we grown, people got lives, and then two, if he wanted to, he would. So not only was I revolving my life around men, I was also revolving my life around men who were not willing or did not want to put in the work that I wanted them to put in to be in relationship with me. Your life just doesn't have to revolve around romantic relationships. Your day does not have to revolve around whether a certain person hits you up, sends you a text, likes you. It doesn't have to revolve around all of that. That should not stop the show. Let me tell you, last summer I was dealing with a guy, and it was good until it wasn't. That's how it always is. It's always good until it's not. And I remember he just would have me waiting around all day. And that shit really used to piss me off. Like, I would be I would, get up, get my day started or whatever. He'd text me and say, like, oh, like, I want to see you today. So now I'm like, oh, he wants to see me today. So now, whatever I had going on that day, it may or may not get done. But what's definitely going to happen is he's going to see me. But the thing that he would do was he would never give me a specific time. He'd be like, yeah, like because I live not too far from his job. So he would be like, I got a couple of clients to train around this time. I'll come over there, either before or after. So now he's acting like he's a damn cable man. You know how like the cable companies, they never give you like, we'll be here at 10:30. They'll be like, we'll be there between the hours of 9 a.m. and 12. Like, you're like, damn, like that's a whole 3 hour span. Like, that's the type of shit he would do to me. Like, I'll be over there around this time. I should be done around this time, instead of just giving me a specific time, giving me his word, right? So now I'm feeling like, okay, well, whatever happens, I need to be back around at the house. Let's say he said 5 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I need to be back at the house around 5 o'clock because, in my head, he was my man, even though he wasn't really my man, but in my head, he was my man. But I'm like, I need to be back at the house around 5 o'clock because that's when my man said he's coming over. And so, well, that's around the time he said he would be done. You know how many times he said he'd be there by 5 or 4 and it'd be 6 o'clock and he'd be like, oh, my bad. I'll come tomorrow. Or do you want to just come over tonight? I got, like he had no respect for my time. And I used to hate how that felt because I was like, wow, like I've just been sitting around waiting on him all day. And then me, I stopped doing this shit, but I really used to overplay my part way too soon. So I would like not not really eat or something like that because I'm like, oh, like he's gonna come over, like maybe I'll cook or we'll go get something to eat, or I have him bring me something like that. Like I would literally put my plans, my life, what I'm doing for that day was on halt because I'm sitting around waiting on this man. And let me tell you, I got so sick of how that felt. So you don't have to let your life revolve around a man. I remember when I made the conscious decision in my mind that okay, I'm done, revolving my life around men. Like listen, life is going to test you. Every time you think you got some shit figured out, just know the test for the thing that you feel like you got figured out is coming, okay? So there was this great guy that, I crossed paths with. We, went on dates and stuff like that. He was a great guy even though he just pissed me off like yesterday. But he was like, a great guy, and he, I'm not gonna lie, relating to him definitely has raised my standards because he definitely let me know that I was never asking for too much. I was just asking the wrong person. So let me also put that out there, that we revolving out, like if you're like me, you was revolving your lives around men, and men who was half-assing it, who didn't even act like they wanted to really be in your life, like you were confused, and so you're just left waiting around confused. Like, yeah, done with that. But the test was, this guy came into my life, right? I had a choice. I can become overly consumed with the situation, or I can just, continue to prioritize me, but also experience the dating. So that's what I did. When I started talking to this other guy, we would go on dates and stuff, but I was not planning my life around our dates. Literally, he would text me and be like, can you schedule me in? And he would give me a specific time, he would give me a specific place. He didn't even mind if it was somewhat of an inconvenience to him, because he would drive literally from St. Pete all the way, over here, from St. Pete to downtown Tampa, just wherever we met up, to have our dates and stuff like that. Like, he would do that. And I didn't revolve my life around it. I wasn't sitting around waiting on his text. It was nice when his text would come, but I started working on things and just prioritizing me. So I wasn't hung up on whether I got a text from him, whether I got an Instagram DM from him, whether, we did or didn't have a date. Like, I just wasn't, there was no pressure. And I feel like because I wasn't desperate, it just made the situation even better. Like now, if old Araya, right, if younger Araya would have been in the situation with this man, I would have been so pissed because that same man ended up literally having to do work stuff out of town. He hadn't even been in the state for a while. And imagine if I would have been pouring all of my energy into that. Imagine if I would have been revolving my life around him and when I'm going to see him next and how much time I get to spend with him. I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed when he got a new job and, he was half remote and had to go out to say it. But that wasn't the case for me because I started prioritizing me. That's literally what my second point is. Allow yourself to enjoy experiences without being attached to outcomes. So enjoy this experience of life without being attached to outcomes. I do that in dating. I do that with hobbies, right? So because part of prioritizing you is I want you to go explore. Okay, I want you to explore what is something that you've always wanted to do. For me, it was painting. It was, reading some fictional books. It was getting more focused in my career, right? So I knew I wanted to start taking my podcast serious. So I've been putting so much energy into my podcast that like I've literally lost friends over this. Like I literally had a friend text me and say like, I just don't feel like you make any time for me. I feel like you're playing me to the left. Like you be fake busy. That's exactly what the friend said. They said I was fake busy. And like I've literally lost friends over this, but I have just gotten to a point in my life to where I'm prioritizing me. My life don't revolve around no other human other than my son. Period. And really, I wouldn't even say my life revolves around it because we just kind of both in the same orbit. When I move, he move. You know. So go experience some stuff. That's what I did. How did I stop prioritizing me? I started thinking, I made a joy list. I made a joy list. What are some things that bring me joy? I made a list of that. I'm gonna make sure I do something off of this list every day. What are some things that I've always wanted to do? I'll tell y'all some things that I have planned that I want to do this year because y'all know I'm really big on romanticizing your life. And once you romanticize your life, you won't be desperate for somebody else to come romance you. They will see the type of life that you have and they will know that they have to come with it to be a part of your life. I'm not talking to no man. I'm not conversating with no man that is not romantic or that's not even gonna try. So say you're not romantic and but you really wanna try. Cool. But you're not gonna try, baby. I'm just not the woman for you. Period. That's it. That's all. And you keep moving. But a lot of times we have a limited mindset, a fixed mindset, a scarcity mindset. You gotta just know that life is abundant. Listen, there are plenty of men out here. If one man is not, if you have to make a man the center of your life for y'all's relationship to work, that's not the person for you. If you have to make a relationship or another person the center of your life for you to feel okay within yourself, we got some work to do. Like we got some work to do because what? Do you think the reason God put you on this earth was to be like I know and listen, I love God and I grew up Christian. Literally, my mom is a pastor, but I to this day I just believe that when God created me and as God expresses God's self through me in my own purpose, like God destined me with my own purpose. My purpose was not to be a helpmate. I don't care what's taught. And you might not like to hear that. You might think, oh, this, and that. I don't care. I feel like a lot of that like is used to try to keep women in their place. Bitch, I don't have a place. You don't have a place. What place? My place is wherever I say it is, not where another man says your place is. And you got to know that and you got to step into that. In order to prioritize you, you have to know that you are important. You matter. You have purpose. Do you think God put you on this earth just so you can be revolving your life around somebody else? I feel like that's offensive to God. God gave you your own purpose. God gave you your own dreams and goals and desires. Then the things that you want for yourself, that shit didn't come out of thin air. Like, so don't let a man come be the sun in your life. He's not that a man is not the sun in your solar system. There's probably some things that you've been wanting to do, probably for years. I've wanted to do YouTube since I was pregnant with my son. My son is going to be 4 in 3 months. Literally. Like, so go experience some life, girl. Journal. Spend more time with friends. If you don't got friends, put yourself in places to go make friends. Build a life for yourself. Have a life. Like I'm literally just telling you to get a life. That is the remedy to prioritizing you and to stop focusing so much on men is one, to get a life and understand that God did not put you here for your life to center around somebody else. Period. You you deserve the good in life. You deserve it. You deserve to have flowers, whether a man gives them to you or you go buy them yourself. I buy myself flowers all of the time. I take myself to eat all the time. Like Me and my y'all know me and my best friend, we have, well, if you didn't know, me and my best friend, we live together. We're roommates. And literally, like, one day I was just on the couch, I'm just watching TV, but I'm like laughing, scrolling TikTok, and she just looked at me and she was like, girl, you really just be in the house laughing, rubbing your feet together. Like, yes. I'm not letting no nigga, like, no man is stopping nothing over here. I be so at peace. I enjoy my own company. I want you to learn to enjoy your own company. Whether that's you going and taking walks. I love taking my walks. I love my walks. I went from walking 2 miles. I walk 4.5 miles regularly now. Like, and I want that for y'all. I want y'all to find things that you want to do, find things that you love to do, and just be obsessed with that. Like, I'm obsessed with my career. I'm obsessed with romanticizing my life. Like, you worried about getting whether you or not you have a boo or whatever this summer. What fun are you gonna have this summer? That's outside of men and sex. Like, let's stop revolving our lives around men and sex and okay, like, men look good. Yes, I look better, first of all. And then two, okay, like, sex is nice. Listen, sex is lovely. But a lot of people don't have self-control when it comes to it. So a lot of y'all really need to be taking a break. I have to take a break. I've been celibate for 50 days, literally. I have an app. Okay? And I've been so much more at peace in myself. My judgment is not clouded. I feel like I'm more disciplined. I feel like I got more self-control. I literally used to be a girl who, and I'm not saying I just had a million sex partners. That's not at all what I'm saying. But I used to not know what it was like to, like, not go a month without sex. Like, I was like, oh, girl, it's been a week since I had some, 2 weeks since I had some. Now I could give less. And when you take sex away, because a lot of times, that's another thing. A lot of times these men be having us stigmatized, and you so stigmatized that you don't even see the red flags. The dick is covering up the red flags. So I'm telling you, sis, go ahead and hop off the penis for a little while and hop on a mastermind about limiting beliefs or something. Do something to empower yourself. We give away too much of our power to men, into romantic relationships, and all of this. We put too much emphasis on what type of girlfriend we're gonna be, what type of wife we're gonna be, what type of woman are you? First of all, what type of woman are you? You worried about what you can be for someone else? Who are you to yourself? Do you like yourself? Do you cherish yourself? Do you value yourself? These are the questions that need answers. And I've just gotten to a point in my life, like, sex is cool. I love sex. I'm not saying I don't. But I just, like, people who are overly sexual, just it turns me off. Like, we over here talking to these men because you're digmatized and you haven't been intellectually stimulated. He ain't not one smart thing that came out of his mouth, but he told you look good and he got a big dick and there you are. That's enough. Do you value yourself? Do you really value your own life? Like, come on now. Y'all know on this podcast and on this channel, we all about accountability. So if you don't want to take any type of accountability, then you don't want to grow. Because a lot of y'all say y'all want change and y'all want, different things and to build your dream life and stuff like this, but you're not willing to be inconvenienced for it. There's real, inconvenience that comes with struggle. There is a level of inconvenience required for transformation and for change. You want to transform your life. You want to change your life. You tired of living the life you live and you want to live a different life. You got to start doing some different shits. So you're going to have to be a little uncomfortable. Yes, sis, you might not want to be celibate, right? because you're just so used to getting dick. Listen, bitch, listen. You need to go grab you a toy, do what you need to do in the moment, and go to sleep. Okay? Go to sleep. You still want to wear lingerie, girl? Wear lingerie. I wear it all the time to sleep because I like to feel sexy. The only time that I feel sexy is not gonna be when a man makes me feel sexy. No, baby, I'm sexy is me. Period. Whether there's a man there or not. Baby, I remember a guy came over or whatever, and he thought that I had on like my little satin robe because he was there. He's like, "Oh, you always wear that robe for me." For you, baby, this robe get worn regardless. Like, so what? You think I wore this robe because you was going over? Baby, I wear this robe almost every day. This robe gets worn on a weekly basis. This was not for you. So, listen, you more than your relationship status. I want you to experience life without being attached to outcomes. I'm not saying don't date, right? But I'm saying to start this process off though, you probably should stop talking to the guys you're talking to. You know, if you really want to decenter men, you know, I first recommend going celibate. It's hard to decenter men if you got a man that's constantly inside you. Simple. Listen, this is not the podcast where we're gonna sugarcoat things. We're all adults here. We're all adults here. Okay, we're gonna be real. We're gonna be real about what's going on. Okay, so you more than your relationship status, girl. Go get a life. Go explore. Go get new hobbies. Go make new friends. Go spend more time with your friends. I've been focused. I'm more focused on spending more time with my friends. I'm gonna have a great time this summer. Me and my best friend are literally already planning our summer. We have a note, like, you know, on iPhone, you have the notes and you could collaborate with the notes. We have a note of things we plan to do this summer. Do that. Even if you don't got a person to do it with yourself. I got a list of things that I want to try by myself. I'm gonna go skydiving this year. I want to take a heels dancing class and a pole dancing class. I got some places I want to go. I got some museums I want to visit. Like, get a life. Get a life. Go explore. Get a life. Don't be attached to outcomes. Not being attached to outcomes has saved me so much. So much. Because I used to be overly attached to outcomes. I didn't know how to talk to a guy without seeing, could this be my husband? Like, maybe every guy that you come across is not supposed to be a candidate for your husband. It's not supposed to be a husband candidate. Maybe you're supposed to just chill with some people, and it's supposed to be cool. And you able to see that, okay, you can have a platonic cool situation with somebody, even if you underlyingly know, like, okay, maybe they do want you in that way, but like maybe y'all just enjoying each other's company, and then y'all build a friendship, and you're like, okay, like, I really like how we are as friends. Can we stay friends? Like, don't be so attached to outcomes. So thank y'all for listening to this episode. I feel like I was getting a little irritated a little bit, but it's just because I want to help y'all. Seriously. I really want to help y'all. And I feel like I've been able to I'm building such a beautiful life for myself and just my own inner journey. Like, the woman that I am today, me 3-4 years ago, especially before my baby, like, that version of me, she is just in awe of the woman I am today. Like, I did not know how to not be boy crazy. And so I hope that something in this video, in this episode, has helped you. I hope that you really take heed to what I'm saying, okay? Because I want y'all to know that life is so much more than who you're in relationship with. There's so much more to life than being a girlfriend, okay? than being a partner. It can be a great thing. I've seen great partnerships, which is why my standard for it is high. Because a lot of us are settling anyways. Go become the woman that you want to be. Go build a life that feels good to you. How are you worried about a boyfriend? Like, we be worried about boyfriends and stuff like that, and sex and all of that, and your life is falling apart. Like, you're miserable at that job, but you worried about a boyfriend, and you just wish you had someone to come home to, and to just, for all the stress of the day, you know, whatever. Like, no, your job is so stressful. You just wish you had someone to come home to be your peace. Maybe we should revisit getting a different job. Maybe let's find, like instead of putting all of that on another person. That's a lot of responsibility for another person, for someone else to be your peace. You want somebody else to be your peace? First of all, that's a big job and a big responsibility. Like, you're gonna put that on another person. If you put your peace on another person and your happiness on another person, then that person also can be the opposite for you. They can be the one that constantly disturbs your peace. They can be the reason you're unhappy because you're waiting for them to do something that you can do yourself. If you feel like you just hate your job and it's so chaotic and you just want somebody to be your peace, baby, you don't need somebody to be your peace. You need a new job. Okay. So, I really hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I love y'all so much. And if you want more content, you're trying to develop as a woman, become as a woman, like, this is the podcast for you. You really want to prioritize yourself. You want to become your best self. You want to become the best version of yourself possible. Okay, then you need to go ahead and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Okay, and if you really like this video, give it a like. Please just give it a like, comment, and let me know what was the most valuable thing you took from this. What did you learn, that, like, what are you gonna do differently this week to start prioritizing yourself? Are you gonna start putting yourself on the calendar? Right? We be loving to schedule in when oh, he's supposed to be coming over Thursday, and on Friday and Saturday we're gonna do that. Do that for yourself. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna put yourself on the calendar? Are you gonna take a hot bath? Are you gonna go for a walk? Are you gonna go try a new restaurant that you've been wanting to try? Maybe there's a show that you've been wanting to watch. Are you gonna go either order in your favorite meal or cook your favorite meal and watch your show? Put you on the calendar. Or are you going to spend some time starting to brainstorm something that you've been wanting to do business wise or in your career? Maybe there's a new certification you wanted to get in your career. Are you going to go do that? Put yourself on the calendar, okay? And let me know in the comments what is something that you're going to do to prioritize yourself. So whether you're on YouTube or on Spotify, let me know in the comments. What are you doing this week to prioritize yourself? All right? And I'll see y'all in the next video, in the next episode. I don't know why I did that. Bye.